Hello ladies and gentlemen, Lemon Babe's back here. Back to the channel.
Yeah, Alex doesn't have any devices to vape on today.
Well, I'll start off by saying that I would be using my ATV, but I took apart the wiring in my CLT and I didn't rebuild it because I'm lazy. So, yeah.
Alright, so for this review we are going to be talking about the Tugboat. Tugboat RDA by Flawless Vapes. Okay,
No, it's just by Flawless.
really good things I like about this. Really bad things I don't like about this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go up close. I'm going to show you how to rebuild this and all of that. I'm not going to rebuild it. I'm just going to show you what you need to do and all that. It's pretty basic. It's just 3-post style. And then we will come back out, we'll talk about it and all of that. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright guys, so here is the Tugboat by Flawless. So, first thing I'm going to say is where I received this from. I got this down in San Diego at a local vape shop when I was down there visiting my cousin. I saw a black Tugboat that had the number 69 as the serial number and I decided I'm sold. So I picked it up and ironically the Axis, I didn't mention this in the Axis video, but the serial number on the Axis is 696? Yeah, 696. And I didn't know that until I bought it, or until I received it, so that was just pure coincidence, but I find that really funny that they match up exactly. Let me just put this back on. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off and then show you how this works. Now I'm going to try to get a better angle. Right, okay. So, focus. There we go. So, as you can see, this is just a standard center post build. It was going at around 0.4. It's like probably 6-7 wraps of 26 gauge dual coil. Nothing special here. The thing about this that a lot of people do like is how deep the juice well is. It's probably like 4 millimeters deep. It's absolutely ridiculous. It holds a lot of juice. That is one of the pros and that is one of the cons of this, actually. It's a pro because you get to hold a lot of juice, but it's also a con because it makes it a bit more difficult to build on, because when you have your two leads, normally you just put them straight through the holes in the posts. But with this, since the holes of the post are below that little lip, as you can see, the holes are probably right there where my nail is, whatever's left of my nail, and it's under this lip right here. So what you have to do is you have to bend these leads, sort of like what you saw Ruby Roo do in her video of the Tugboat, and you have to sort of scoop the leads into the actual posts. So yeah, if you don't mind that's one of the two main downsides of this device, but honestly it's not that big of a deal for me. What's even harder is actually just cutting the wires, since you have to get your tweezers or whatever down into the actual device, which is really a pain in the ass. But one of the other things that you're going to notice, I'm going to quickly take this off. Give me a second. Is if you look at other RDAs like the Patriot and stuff like that, there's a little lip at the bottom which makes it so this top cap fits with it instead of the top cap going over it. So basically what that does on this, including the one O-ring, it basically makes the juice leak through and go onto the bottom. As you can see, this is covered in juice, and it's also making my Axis have a bunch of juice on it as well. So that's why a lot of people call this the leaky boat. So if you don't mind that, then I guess it's not that big of a deal. But you know, a lot of people called the Titanic unsinkable, but look what happened to that leaky boat. So I guess you could, if you don't mind it that much, then it's not that big of a deal.
Leaky boat.
But it honestly, for me, It's not that big of a deal because I don't normally take the drip. With this, at least, I've gotten used to not taking the top cap off to drip. I usually just drip straight through this top cap. So yeah, speaking of that, now we're going to get into the actual thing right here. These air holes don't come stock like this. These are 1/8 size air holes, but they are originally 3/32 size air holes. So for me, I just like really big airflow, so that is why I did that. I am not a cloud chaser, that is just how I did it. As you can see, this is black, so this is the black version. There are a bunch of different versions, which is one of the reasons why it's such a popular mod. You can get them in many different colors, from like green, purple, red, pink, media blasted, polished. You can get it with your own state on it if you live in one of the states that they support, and stuff like that. But I just got the normal American flag version on that side with the tugboat on the other side. And I also, the drip tip is what I really do like about this. It is a, just, you know, it has the tugboat up there with the serial number below, just as on the bottom right here. That's weird. On the bottom it has the serial number as well. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. There we go. So it has the serial number and then USA and a tugboat symbol. But it has a Delrin drip tip. So basically it makes it so the heat is dispersed a bit more, I do believe. I am not sure. Don't quote me on that. But whatever the case may be, it is a wide bore drip tip, and I just like dripping my juice straight into there. That's just how I do it with this, so I don't have many leaking issues. But now juice is getting all over my hands. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to put this back on. And by the way, the O-ring keeps it secure in there. This won't come off at all. It is very, it's very secure with one O-ring, but the fact still remains that with only one O-ring to stop the juice, it still has a lot of juice come through and get to the bottom of this atomizer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back out to the other view. We're going to vape on this a bit. I'm going to talk about it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
We have an intro, right? That's not an intro.
No, I know. We have an intro though. It's the, you know... Whatever. Okay. So, the tugboat, yeah, so it performs very well. I've never had any issues with it. I've literally only used the tugboat on the Axis and vice versa. I've maybe used the Patriot on the Axis once, but other than that, this is mainly what I've been using as my combination. Just it performs and looks very well together. But just like the Patriot, this whistles like a motherfucker. If the air holes are drilled out too much, you'll just get a bunch of whistling. And if you have any pets, they will leave your room, just like my dog does.
That's if they actually don't like you.
Well, I mean...
Yeah.
My mom stays in my room, and she says she doesn't like me.
What?
So that's the tugboat.
That's so down.
So yeah, that's basically it about this. I would buy this again if I didn't buy this in the first place. It's very, very, very good atomizer in my opinion. The leaking isn't that big of a deal, but mainly I think the reason why most people like this is because of the aesthetics. It just looks beautiful with the lines matching up completely and it just being very uniform. It's not too busy with the logos. They make it just a good combination. So that's pretty much it. This has been Tugboat by Flawless Vapes. And this device has just been citrused.